The topic selected for this IA is comparative analysis of the selected relational database management systems. Databases were invented in the 60s and the 70s to eliminate the weaknesses that came with the file systems that were used at the time. Databases allow us to quickly store and retrieve complex and structured data. A database management system serves as an interface between an end user and a database, allowing users to create, read, update, and delete data in any database. In today's world, we have many different database systems available, and like MySQL, MongoDB, SQLite, etc. But they all have different features and drawbacks. In this paper, we will compare the three most common ones, which are MySQL, PostgreSQL, and Oracle 11g. MySQL is the most popular open source database in the world because it has cost-effective delivery of data with high-performance, stable e-commerce and online transaction processing. MySQL is ACID compliant, which means it guarantees four properties: atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. This means that in any case of failures like power failures, internet failures, network failures, or even failure of the infrastructure which the database is stored on, it is ensured that the data is intact and the integrity of the data is maintained. MySQL has high performance and scalability, and it is self-healing in nature. PostgreSQL is an open source object relational database management system that was developed at the University of California. It supports many advanced features like complex queries, external keys, triggers, etc. And it also emphasizes extensibility and SQL compliance. Oracle 11g is a full-featured database management system for the needs of medium-sized companies. Oracle 11g is actually commercial in nature as opposed to both PostgreSQL and MySQL, which are open source. First, we will compare the basic RDBMS data. All three of these systems use the relational model. Both MySQL and Oracle 11g are developed by the Oracle Corporation, while PostgreSQL is developed by the PostgreSQL Global Development Group. MySQL and PostgreSQL are open source again, while Oracle 11g is commercial. PostgreSQL is the one that supports the most operating systems, but Oracle 11g supports the most programming languages. All three of these database systems are ACID compliant. Here we can see a table listing the different properties. We can compare the syntax later. Now the syntax in all three of the database management systems is identical. The reason for this is that all of these were created with SQL compliance in mind. The SQL standard, which was laid down a while back, has rigorously defined all the different commands and rules for writing SQL queries. Then we may compare the data types which are available in all these database management systems. For example, MySQL does not provide an array data type, which is offered by both of the other database management systems. All three of them offer char, date, timestamp, and varchar data types. The decimal type is supported by both MySQL and PostgreSQL, while Oracle 11g it is converted to the numeric data type. Float is not supported in PostgreSQL. The alternative to float in PostgreSQL is real, double precision, or numeric. Here we can see a table highlighting which data types are supported in what database management system. The green signifies it is supported, while red means that it is not supported. Then we can also compare the speed of all these database management systems. Why the speed is important? The speed is important in any database management system because we need to reduce the time for each transaction and thus provide a faster experience for the end user. The hardware resources used to calculate the speed were an Intel i5 processor with 8 GB of RAM and a hard drive. The operating system used was Windows 7. We can see for the create table command, the Oracle database management system is the fastest, and similarly for the insert command as well, the Oracle system is the fastest. The select and join queries are fastest by MySQL and Oracle. Now the update command is the fastest again by Oracle 11g, and the drop table command is performed the fastest by PostgreSQL. Here we can see a table comparing the speeds for all of these. We can see that Oracle 11g is significantly faster in most cases, and the reason for this is that it is a commercial software, which means it has been developed with speed and in mind, while the other two are open source, which have been designed to be used in all projects, not just large ones. We compared the three database management systems according to the criteria that we have defined, such as basic data, syntax, data types, and speed performance. Oracle databases are designed to be used when a large budget is available, in contrast to PostgreSQL and MySQL, which are free to use. While the syntax is identical, the data types that have been used vary a lot. There is no single best database system, and it depends on which database system the database designer wants to use, and it depends on the budget. Obviously, the conclusions over here are based on a very simple database structure and benchmarks, while a more complex database structure and more complex queries and much larger table sizes are required if you want to gather more accurate data about these three database management systems. This can be done in the future. Thank you.